everybody, today I'm going to talk to you about The Candle and the Flame. This is by Nafiza Azad, and this is a fantasy book that opens on this like desolate desert scene where there's this young girl who's just like in this middle of this decimated camp. Everyone around her is dead, and this being approaches, and this being is not human. It's a race of people known as the Jinn, and the name of the being is Ghazala, and she sees this little girl, and she decides like she needs to rescue her. And as she's trying to rescue her, a group of other Jinn, who are this like separate sort of race of them called the Shayateen, attack. So Ghazala sacrifices herself in some way to save the little girl whose name is Fatima. So we jump later into the future, and Fatima is living in this city that's very metropolitan. Like, it was basically decimated by the Shayateen years ago, and then the ruler of the humans at the time made a deal with some of the other Jinn to come in and save the city. So they did, and it's been totally rebuilt, but it's been rebuilt by people from all over the world. So there's like a whole bunch of mixtures of cultures and languages spoken, and it's a very, just a mixed conglomeration of different types of people and cultures. So Fatima gets wrapped up into some dark situations when one of her mentors, who was secretly a Jinn, ends up getting killed by something called the Taint, which we find out more about later. And in that process, something happens to her, and she suddenly is no longer just Fatima. She becomes Fatima Ghazala, and she has like the fire of the Jinn in her as well. So she's kind of almost like this mixed hybrid human Jinn person. So she gets kind of wrapped up in like, what is this taint? Why is it attacking people? Why are the Shayateen suddenly coming back into the city? And she's dealing with also like this new sense of identity, because she very much feels like she is Fatima Ghazala, but knows that's not who she was before. So it's a really fascinating mythology and like fascinating story about Fatima Ghazala and this bringing in of this other race called the Jinn, and her finding her way. So if you're a fantasy nerd like me, pick up The Candle and the Flame.